Well, hello everyone. Thank you once again for checking out my channel, Imperi Auto. Some of my wonderful loyal viewers may have noticed I've been pretty quiet for a while, and here is an explanation for that. The wife and I celebrated a pretty big milestone anniversary, and we have been planning a trip for quite some time and got to experience the incredible transatlantic crossing on the RMS Queen Mary 2. It was genuinely an experience of a lifetime, and I would say to anyone, even though this video is about cars, specifically the cars I saw in the UK, I would encourage anyone that is interested in the old world traditional transatlantic classic crossing on the last true ocean liner, just do it. It was the experience of a lifetime, and I cannot recommend it enough. After the incredible crossing, we landed in Southampton and we stayed a day and a night there. Really cool little port town, lots of history, lots of Titanic ties. And as I'm walking around the first day there, I started noticing the cars. And I thought to myself, you know what? I should snap some pictures while I'm here. This might make a good YouTube video. Just talking about some of the unique and rare cars I saw across the pond that we don't see in the United States. Before I get into it, got to do my like and subscribe beg, and also the new thing called hype. I think you can put a hype button if you're watching on your phone, and also leave a comment. I'd love to talk to every one of you guys. It's a lot of fun for me. I'm just a small channel trying to get it built, and I have some other cool stuff coming up. I was just at a really neat Cars and Coffee. We've got a lot of great footage, and I'm going to do a video on that soon. So please like, subscribe, stay tuned. I've got a lot of cool stuff coming up. So I'm going to start with this. The very, very first night I am in the UK. It's been a long day. We're relaxing, and I turn on the TV, and of course we have the hamster restoring a classic Jag. So I couldn't have started my day off in the UK better than that. As I mentioned before, we spent some time in Southampton, really cool little town. And as we walked out of the hotel, it was a really cool bed and breakfast that's, I think, several hundred years old, and there's ties in with the Titanic there. Walk down the street a few paces, and does it get more British than that? A Jag. The irony of it sitting next to a Model Y. Oh, how times have changed. But I figured that was a cool way to start it out. And as we made our way through Southampton, a little ways on, I see a 911. A very nice, newer 911. And a Jeep of some sort. I mean, I guess Stellantis owns Jeep, so they've made their presence in the UK now. And then the back of the Porsche. And you can see the Jag sitting in the background. Really cool little classic English town. Walked a bit further into the main area of Southampton. And you'll see in this picture, we have a Rolla. I'm assuming that's a wrap because I don't think that was a newer one. It was a little rough, but yeah, nice to see a roller in England. Also a BMW 7 Series and a Discovery across the street, which I'll get into that in a little bit because they are definitely proud of their Land Rovers and Range Rovers over there. The next day we loaded up from the hotel and we actually took a hired car to London. It was a very nice Mercedes Sprinter, really awesome driver, great guy to chat with, talked a lot about the history of the area. And that's when the fun began, because on the A highway, I don't know what they would call it in the UK, A43, whatever it is. I've watched enough Top Gear, I should know this, but started to see some really interesting stuff. We'll start with an MGHS. Now, I'm pretty sure this is made in China. I'm pretty sure this is a rebadged Chinese car. Actually, hold that thought because I'm going to look it up right now. It is a rebadged Chinese automotive manufactured by SAIC Motors. So basically, they're just using the MG badge. I know nothing about it. It was reminding me of every terrible, bloated crossover I see in the US. So I was not interested other than the fact that it said MG on it. Something I will note you notice in the UK a lot is the roads are not flooded with bloated, plasticky, bubbly crossovers like here in the United States. Honestly, other than that MG, the only SUVs you see on the road are Range Rovers / Land Rovers, which is kind of cool. It's definitely still a car culture over in the UK, which I like. I miss cars, and not just small cars. And I know the road situation is different there, but a lot of full-size cars, a lot of wagons, German wagons, and we all love those. Moving down the line, of course, we have a Disco, an older Range Rover Sport, and there's that wagon, a Mercedes CDI diesel wagon. Don't think I've ever seen one of those over here. I found this cool, a Citroën C3, obviously a car we never see in the United States. It's quirky, it's French, it's kind of cool. And that got me thinking. I went on the UK Citroën site. You can get a new C3, okay? And it doesn't look like this one. It's kind of ugly, and it's a hybrid thing. But you can get just the pure petrol C3. I think it has 100 horsepower. Great little city car for 18,000 pounds. What car in the United States can you buy new for that now? And the safety rating is very high. Again, it's French, so you're going to have to deal with that. But for an affordable city car, we just don't have things like that over here. Next, I saw a new 2-door V8 Defender. Look at the quad exhaust. So freaking cool. They are everywhere over there. Lots of them, especially around London. The 2 doors. Very, very cool. A lot of M-series BMWs. Here's an M340i. And of course, you can't be in the UK without seeing a Bentley. Very pretty gold color. And the last interesting thing I saw on the highway was this. A highly modified older BMW 3 Series. It was well done. I couldn't get a picture of the front, but the hood is like permanently opened and it's modified that way. It was a very interesting build, but something cool you don't see every day. As we got into London proper, I see this on the side. It's a Citroën, maybe I'm pronouncing that wrong. You guys know what I'm talking about. Stellantis NU of West London, Fiat and Abarth, and Alfa Romeo dealership. Not something you would see here in the United States. Pretty interesting. Of course, a Porsche dealership. See those all the time here. But what I found interesting was that pink Boxster sitting in the window. Pretty cool with black wheels. Oh, and the last thing, as we're getting off the A, whatever it was, the Range Rover in its natural habitat. Gotta love it. But now we're in London proper, and yeah, lots of expensive cars. It is London. Driving, and I think this was close to Harrods. Boom, Aston Martin. I'm humming the James Bond theme in my head as it drives by. Around the next corner is a Rolls Royce Cullinan. Now, I have to say, where I live in South Florida, those aren't totally uncommon. But again, seeing it in its native habitat was pretty cool. Of course, you have the London Taxi. I think this is an older model, but we took cabs quite a few places around the city, and all the cabbies were just incredible, salt of the earth guys. A lot of fun, almost like your own little personal tour guide. The cabs were cool. And then down from a hotel, we have a Rolls Royce, a proper roller. And behind it was a nice S-Class Mercedes. And I didn't get a picture of it, but there was also a Maybach. Obviously a pretty wealthy area we were in. Lamborghini Urus, which again, see those in Florida quite a bit, but they were all over London. Another Range Rover Discovery, Land Rover Discovery, Mercedes SUV. Yeah, lots of interesting cars. You do see a few of the like smaller Merc SUVs and Volvos, but not the bloated crap you see all over the United States. Overall, it was a really amazing trip and an amazing experience. Not a long video today. I just wanted to show off some of the cars I caught when I was over there. There is something deep inside of me, even though I know it would make me insane, that now wants a Jag or an Aston Martin or a Range Rover. I know, it sounds so crazy. But I think the whole experience of being in London and seeing them on the road and thinking about all the Top Gear episodes I grew up watching and kind of sparked something. So maybe I might look for a vintage Jag. I know on my other video, the XJS is a love and hate. But I've been eyeing the XKRs from like the mid 2000s, and you know, that's a lot of car for the money. But I'm pipe dreaming. Yeah, if the channel takes off a little bit and I start making some money, maybe that'd be a fun car for the channel. You guys can laugh at my misery of repair bills on a Jag. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Again, just a quick one today. Follow up of where I've been. It was an amazing trip, and like I said, I've got a lot of new stuff coming up. I promise I'm going to be more consistent. Back to reality now, back to the day job, all that stuff. So again, throw me a like, throw me a subscribe, leave me a comment. Love to talk to everyone, and everyone have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thanks again.